Target stock is down 23% in the past year, and they are reporting earnings next Thursday. So in this video, let's do an in-depth analysis of the company, which includes using my spreadsheet to calculate the intrinsic value of the company, looking at the main risks in investing in this company, and also revealing whether or not I am adding it to my portfolio. Starting with the financials, Target revenue has remained at around $105 billion over the past 4 years. And if we take a look at their net income, with the exception of 2023, it has remained at around $45 billion. Their free cash flow, more or less the same, with the exception of 2023, which clearly was a fluke year. It has remained between $3 and $4 billion, and their margins have remained between 3 and 4% over the past 5 years. As you can see, profit margin is currently at around 4%, and free cash flow margin is a bit lower, and it is currently at 3.3%. If we take a look at the financial forecast, their revenue is expected very little growth over the next few years, as well as EPS, as it is expected to reach $8.75 per share in 2028, and they are expected to reach $110 billion again in 2028, so very little growth for Target. Then, in order to calculate the intrinsic value of Target, I use my spreadsheet, which tells me at what price you should buy a stock based on the assumptions about the future of the company that you put in. I did a 7-year analysis with low, middle, and high assumptions. And as you can see, the intrinsic value for Target is between $70 per share and $184 per share, and the stock is currently trading at $104 per share. Now, this also means that if my low assumptions occur, you're going to get a 2.4% annual return on your money. Middle assumptions, 12.4%, and according to my high assumptions, at 21.4%. Now, I believe my assumptions are reasonable because I have Target growing between 0 and 4% revenue growth, averaging a profit margin and free cash flow margin between 2.5 and 4.5, which is what they have been doing. I assigned a P/E price to free cash flow at the end of the 7 years of 14, 16, and 18. By the way, these returns include the dividend because dividends come from profit, so we cannot double count them. And right now, they have a dividend yield of 4.3%. And the payout ratio is not even 50%, so I would say this is a safe dividend. And I can see why this is very attractive for a lot of investors. If you want to get access to the spreadsheet, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. It is very simple to use because all the calculations are done in the background, so you only need to focus on the assumptions that matter. So now let's take a look at the main risks that I have found if you invest in Target. So number 1 is low growth, as we have seen no revenue growth or profit growth in the past 3 years. Now this could be because of weak consumer demand in discretionary categories, but I honestly believe they need a change in leadership. And number 2 is the DEI controversy and legal fallout, because Target has faced controversies over its diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, including backlash that led to boycotts and reputational damages. The company is also defending against the shareholder lawsuit, alleging it misled investors about the risk tied to its DEI strategies, which could result in legal costs and weaken consumer trust. But I believe this is short-term issues. Balance sheet. Target has $2.8 billion in cash and $19.4 billion in debt, which is some debt for a company that has a market cap of $47 billion. However, a lot of this debt are leases, so I wouldn't be much worried about this. In conclusion, I believe Target stock could be a great buy right now. It's a company that it is trading at a small discount, a P of 11 as you can see, and the dividend yield is very attractive at 4.3%. However, I'm personally waiting for Target stock to drop more, hopefully on earnings, to see if I can get it cheaper. Because as you can see in my portfolio, I like to invest in companies that I believe are trading at a huge discount. The latest addition to my portfolio was UNH. And I made a video on United Healthcare a couple of days ago in case you want to check it out. I hope you found this video valuable. Let me know what you think about Target stock in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.